Good morning, A Bird for an Infant. Here we are, the Kimber DS Warrior Part 2. So a couple of changes have been made. Primarily one, the Hollow Sun 507C has replaced the Swamp Fox Justice 2. Also, I have decided to go ahead and this will be the first ever where I actually interact with comments in a video, because there are actually some good questions in the comments, and there's one that I said that I would do and I got in a rush to get to the range and I didn't fulfill this portion of what I said in the video. So I will be doing it today, as well as posting those results in the comments. So let's start it off. All right, the first video took the pistol from 0 to 275 rounds. Yesterday was another round of Steel Challenge practice, as well as some 0 and some drills with the DS Warrior. Another 250 rounds. So the round count on the pistol is up to 525 rounds. No, it is not massive. And no, I am not trying to burn this pistol down. I actually want to utilize it for Steel Challenge. Therefore, I have to get comfortable with it and build skill. Enough about that. Let's just jump straight to the comments. I'm just going to pull them up literally on my phone. Okay. Good review. I'm considering the 45 or 10 millimeter version. Any chance you will be reviewing those? The 10 mil I probably will pass on, primarily because I don't have a huge customer base for 10 mil pistols. I do get requests for them occasionally. The 45 I'm interested in to see if it shoots and handles the same way as the 9. Of course, I do realize that recoil and whatnot will be different. Got mine about 3 weeks ago, probably a little over 500 rounds, and I'm really liking it a lot. Only thing I'm not a fan of is losing the rear sight when you mount a dot, at least with the included plate. So, with a lot of pistols, when you mount your optics plate, and this is no different, you lose your rear sight. Okay, I could see where that would be a little different. We're going to talk a little bit more about the optics plate and the mounting selection, you might say. Good video. Did you measure the trigger pull? I'm going to read my response. I got excited about getting it to the range. I will this week and put the results in the comments. All right, so let's just go ahead and bang that out real quick. No reason not to use a little extra safety. And we have 0 pounds, 0 ounces. Got to depress that beaver tail safety or grip safety and try to get a nice steady pull. 4 pounds, 5 ounces. Let's just go ahead and do it again. Go ahead and clear that out. Ready it. We're at 0, 0, and 0. Magazine well on the table. 4 pounds, 6.7 ounces. No, this is not an exact science. I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time. £4 pounds, 5.6. Okay, so we're about a little under a 4.5 pound trigger pull. I do like it. It is very smooth. Well, let's get back to these comments, because this is one of the things that I find really important, is the interaction between myself and the viewers, subscribers. By the way, thank you for growing the A Bird Freedom Fam to 1,100 subscribers. Thank you. Let's see if I can go ahead and get the content to be better so we can all grow. Hey, just on time. I was just looking at this gun at my gun store, trying to buy my first gun. I like 1911s, but kind of want something more beginner friendly. Maybe someone here can give me good recommendations. My budget is somewhere between $600 and $1,200. I replied back to this, and a couple other people did too. I don't want to drag this video on forever. I came up with, I like the Walther PDP, as well as, for an inexpensive, great pistol, in my opinion. I've done a couple reviews on them. The CZ P10C. And for a couple reasons, budget friendly. You can get it optics ready. It's very much the competitor for the Glock 19 Gen 5. Let's see. So, just wanted to hit a couple of the comments. I wanted to get that trigger pull in there. Touch over 4. And the big question that I've been asked twice in person is, do I feel like I wasted $1,000 on a double stack 1911? No, I don't feel that way, and that's why I don't do a burn down. I'm actually shooting drills, practicing steel challenge stages with the pistol. So I'm not just out trying to make sure I can shoot a gazillion rounds out of it, because I want my gazillion rounds to go where I want them to go. I have found that the fact that the Mac DS9 that I was running, coming in at 32 ounces, this one at 24, my transitions, if I don't pay attention to focusing on the target and not watching the dot, I will overdrive the target every time. With my hand-loaded 124s, the pistol shoots incredibly flat. I have no issues there whatsoever. The only thing I am thinking about changing, possibly down the road, right now, I don't want to do anything to the pistol until at least the 1500 round mark. And that's when I might do a larger safety. And that's just primarily so that I get a positive thumb rest, so that there's no way I inadvertently click it on shooting a stage. The pistol has given me 0 issues in 525 rounds. Once again, that's not a big round count. I do like the fact that the trigger pull is very smooth from the factory. It's not super heavy. I wouldn't have guessed it to be between 4.5 to 4.5. Wouldn't have guessed that. Grip safety, very positive without having to do a lot of work with it. The grip. So try to get a good shot in the light of that texture. And she is textured all the way around. It's not overly aggressive. Slide, I'll use big words. I'll talk like I'm some kind of pro. The reciprocation of the slide. When it returns the battery, unlike some other 1911s that I own and that I've shot in the past, there's no The slide doesn't return the battery so aggressively that if you've got your grip and you're focusing on the target on, say, a one-shot return, there's not so much input from the slide returning the battery that you feel a giant dip in the gun. On one-shot returns, because of the lighter weight, the aluminum frame, the carbon composite grip, if you're not paying attention, the gun returns slower than a heavier gun. You'll want to push into it. Got that, figured that out. The grips are primarily flat on the side. Get a good side view. There you go. Butt up. So, yeah. And there is somewhat of a flared magwell. So I'm not going to drag this on. We've probably been here too long. I don't want to bore anybody. So that's pretty much the Kimber DS Warrior Part 2. I will not post another Kimber DS 1911 Warrior video until I break that 1,000 round mark. Because between here at 5 1/4 and 1,000 is nothing but filler. The only way that will change is if it suffers a catastrophic malfunction. Like it is DOA when it leaves the range and arrives back at the shop. Otherwise, trigger pull, a little over 4 pounds. I will possibly review the 45 later on. So far, I truly believe that this pistol, for the money, you're getting a lot more than what you're paying. And with that, everybody, stay safe. Questions, comments, concerns, if you have ideas on different ways to possibly review this pistol with information that you want to know, go ahead, go in the comments. As always, this is the first video I've ever answered comments in and also touched on a review. But go ahead, put those comments. I do make a genuine effort to reply to every single comment that's put on a video. Other than that, right now, I truly believe the Kimber DS 1911 Warrior is a winner. I have no regrets as of now. With that, everybody stay safe, like, comment, subscribe. Get that input in the comment section. Also, shop swag is up. I will put a link in the description for the shop swag from A-Bird Freedom Support here in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. All proceeds from that go to such things as pistols for review or equipment for review, as well as ammo for review. Everybody, stay safe. Out.